Thomas. It's nice to meet you. I have chosen to do my speech on why I'm switching careers and the difference between two careers of nursing and business, as well as how I can incorporate the two together. And I would also like to discuss why I chose Fisher College over other schools. So I became a nurse about 4 years ago, but I worked in the medical field as a CNA for roughly altogether about 14 years. I originally started my career with wanting to be a nurse anesthetist. However, nursing is a very competitive field, to say the least. So going back to school was quite the challenge at the time. When I started, they had the waiting list, but they no longer have the waiting list. They have now a TEAS test, and it goes by those scores. That's how you get into the program. But before, it was a waiting list. And the first school that I went to, where for my RN, I ended up waiting on the waiting list for about 6 years. And I had recently gotten married, had a baby on the way, so finally I had to throw in the hat, and I went back to school and got my LPN. This was pretty challenging, to say the least, because it was a 10-month program full-time. I was working full-time, plus overtime, and having a new baby. So it was difficult, but I've been lucky enough to land pretty good jobs and being able to work in a number of different areas of nursing in my short career span as a nurse. And now I'm lucky enough to be working for one of the biggest hospitals in the world, always one of the top 3 at Mass General Hospital. So working in the medical field is great and sometimes rewarding emotionally, and however, it does lack financial reward. Despite what people think, you either have to be working in the field for a very long time or have an advanced degree in order to make money. And at my age, I have to outweigh what would work best while staying in the medical field just as a different team member and working for Mass General. With more money and more room to move around, promotions, it only makes sense for me to make this career move. I already have an associate's degree, so I figured why not work off that and get my bachelor's. Some might ask, why not just go back to school and get your degree in nursing, like advance it? Well, it's great, but if I was 20 years old, however, I'm not. And I would basically have to start all over again by getting my associate's degree in nursing, then having to go back to get my bachelor's, and now even this hospital is talking about making nurses have master's degrees. It's just too much. So that, and then just going back to work on the floor as a nurse, working 3rd shift for the next 10 years, I'm too old for that. So the pros of getting my bachelor's in business administration or business management with a concentration in healthcare management, I will have more room again to move around, promotions, advancements. As a nurse, there is very little room at all for nursing to get promoted or advance your career. As I'm lucky enough to be able to have this job at Mass General, I am in a pretty good position, and with a bachelor's degree in business management, healthcare management, I will really be able to excel in this hospital. And if I decide to go on further at that point, after having my bachelor's degree, I can decide to go back and get my MBA, or even go back and become a physician's assistant. With so much experience in medicine, I have a great understanding the entire healthcare system. And so getting my physician's assistant's license would be that much easier. So, but being able to pick the right school isn't always easy either. I started my college experience many years ago at Fisher. I have never had a bad experience since starting. I've gone to other schools where there's hassles and even bullying not from the students, but from the actual teachers. So I know there's a lot of options out there, but when it comes to Fisher, I can't leave. But they offer the healthcare management program. Everybody's nice. It's a great school. No complaints. I'm very fortunate to have all these experiences in my life, becoming a nurse, going back to school, and where I'll end up in my future. Either way, with the help of Fisher, I'll be able to continue down the road to success. And that's it. Thank you for listening to me and my speech. I hope it wasn't too boring. Have a good night.